Welcome everyone. My name is Chris. I am the Algo Man here on TikTok and over on YouTube as well. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Today we're doing something a little different. We're turning our attention to the micro ES. That's the micro contract for the S&P 500. And we're actually going to be working from the higher time frame chart. That's the 15-minute to get structure before dialing in execution, okay? Now, a lot of folks, they scalp the micros, but they skip over what structure is doing above, which is a huge mistake because that often leads to taking trades at bad times in chop or just guessing. So today it's going to be all about seeing structure, waiting for acceleration, and letting that inform every trade. Now, ScalpMO here, this tool down here, is tuned to 13. And we're going to use it to, we're going to use this as a decision guide, especially on this 15-minute time frame. We're going to execute directly from here. Now, for those of you guys who are with prop firms or you guys are not well funded, you don't want to trade off a 15-minute chart. This chart is good to gauge market structure. It's good if you're self-funded. It's not good if you're with a prop firm, okay? Because you might end up waiting, the slippage will get you, and the prop firm rules will eventually stop you out. But if you're looking at the 15-minute for structure, you can then trickle it down to the faster time frames, okay? But we're keeping it simple, structure first, and that's what we're going to focus on today. And then we're going to run from the open all the way through the close, showing how the pieces align in a full session view. All right, guys? So, in a nutshell, what we're going to be teaching today is real simple. We're going to be showing you guys how market structure shows up on a 15-minute chart, this higher time frame, okay, and where momentum is starting to build or fade using this tool right here called ScalpMO, okay? And this tool right here called ScalpMO is going to give us early cues as to where acceleration in price might be coming. And so that's really important, okay? Now, how you can use that for scalping? Well, when on the 15-minute, if it shows that acceleration is going in one direction, the point of this whole process is that you only trade in that direction on your faster charts. That's your 1-minute or your 2-minute charts, and it's done to reduce false entries, okay? And that's really important, okay? So, and we're also not going to be taking any counter trends or in zones where price is just kind of moving sideways without conviction. So we'll see how this all shakes out, guys. Okay, this is going to be quite a little bit of an informative session for you guys because having something like this on your chart, whether it's a 15-minute or even if you want to use this on a 5-minute chart, it really saves you from making a lot of knee-jerk reactive type of trades that you would normally take on a 1-minute chart. If you just sit there, guys, and look at your 1-minute chart all day long, I can guarantee you that you're going to end up making a lot of FOMO-driven trades. Because that's exactly what the 1-minute does. It induces FOMO in you, and it almost makes you feel like you're missing out on opportunity when opportunity is absent. So let's focus on what structure is telling us, how to use this tool to fine-tune your entries. I'm not going to show the 1 or 2-minute chart. We're just going to focus on this. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, guys, there's no trade on that very first bar. Okay. Now let me just stop it here because I want to give it context. Okay. Anytime you see the accelerant and price as measured by this cyan line, come all the way here at the bottom, okay? This is telling you that price is getting exhausted right here, okay? And you know what? We have seen this time and again at the open. We have seen this countless times at the open where it just sinks and price just reverts, okay? Right now, if you notice here on the dynamic VWAP, price is cycling. You see right here on the upper left quadrant of the chart, it says cycling, okay? And if it's hitting the bottom base VWAP and you're already here in exhaustion zone, guys, I wouldn't be betting for a price to continue its downward trajectory. So I'd be very careful in taking any trades on the assumption that price is going to go down when you're all the way here at the bottom of the VWAP. Okay, that is a long entry right there. And the reason that this is a long entry is because you just had the accelerant, which is represented by the purple line. This measures the acceleration rate in price, okay? It just crossed above the 0 line right there. This is telling you that price is likely going to move. Now, if you weren't comfortable taking that trade because the price was still flat and horizontal, you could have taken it in the very next bar. You probably would have gotten almost the same entry right there, right when it hit the inflection point. Either or, that would have been a good spot to have taken the trade, okay? Now, there is a difference between the accelerant hitting right off the bat at the close when you have price right next to it, trailing it, versus the accelerant hitting the top right here. This is not an exit, guys, okay? This is just not an exit. Price was nowhere near the bottom right here when the accelerant hit the top. So you'll hold on to the trade up until you see the accelerant, which is the purple line, cross below the 0 line right there. You see how it crossed the 0 line right there? That's filled. Where you take your trade, okay? That's where you take the trade off, okay? You're done. There's nothing else left in the trade. Now, this bad boy's coming from the top. It's coming down, and this is telling you that price is going to come down, okay? And if price is going to come down, you already have the accelerant telling you in advance, at least 2 bars in advance, that this is coming down, okay? The tool is called ScalpMO. That's what this tool is called. So you're pretty close to the inflection point right there. Let's see what happens if we took a short there. So if the accelerant hits the 0 line, guys, you're done. That's it. There's nothing else left in the move. You would hop off the trade, call it a day, and be done with the move right there. This is pretty darn close to it right there. So order filled. Wouldn't mind taking a trade off right there and being done with it. Okay, that's a signal to the long side right there. Okay. It's a nice crossing above 0. You had price tilt up as well, so it's going. And we're going to follow the same process we did with the previous trade. Now, again, remember what I said at the outset of this session. Don't use this chart to trade, okay, in the way that I'm doing right now. I'm showing this for robustness and illustration purposes. If you're a self-funded trader, that's a different ballgame. The vast majority of you guys are not self-funded. You are with prop firms. And because of slippage, you will end up getting stopped out if you take a trade on a 15-minute time bar. Almost guaranteed. All right, so we just had a crossing right there of the 0 line, guys. Order filled. That's where you take the trade off. Okay, there's nothing else left in the trade. Now, keep one thing in mind. Price can continue to softly move up from this point. The reason it can is because the price line is above the threshold right there. And anytime this price line right here is above the threshold, price can continue to kind of waffle in the same direction until price ends up hitting the region Y again. Okay, so that's really important to know. And look at this, guys. We got off and price has just kind of been waffling off almost at the same level where we just exited the trade. All right, you just had price hit the inflection point right there. And this is what I mean by price hitting the inflection point. This right there, okay? You're also in a trend. Notice how the VWAP changed colors from orange to green, okay? This means you're in a trend to the upside. This is a lot different than this inside when you were in a cycle, okay? Anytime price is inside the VWAP, the market is cycling. Anytime it rises outside, either to the up or the down, price is said to be trending, okay? So you don't want to take a reversal trade when price is still trending to the upside. That would be disastrous to your financial health, okay? You don't want to do that. Now, if price rolls back in and this turns orange again and you're back cycling, then that's a different story. Order filled. To me, it looks like price is going to continue climbing right here. You just had a nice clean cross above the 0 line. Price is trending to the upside, so let's go ahead and continue it in the same direction. Now, if you were trading in the lower time frame, what you would do is you would pause and turn to your lower time frame chart. find your entry point and execute your trade, whether it's on the 30-second, 1 minute, or 2 minute time frame. That's the whole purpose of this chart, okay? To let you know what market structure is doing and to help you avoid a lot of the in and out and over trading that happens on the lower time frame charts. But you can't do that unless you have a high precision tool like ScalpMO on your side. And I'll stop it right now as soon as we get a crossing of the 0 line right here, and I'll break it down for you. This timer is already at 3:30 right there, guys. Okay.
Order filled.
You just had a crossing right there. It's about 3:35 on the timer. Okay, right there. Look at this. Had a nice little crossing right there. Let's see what happens. And there you go. Price begins to go down. It's already 3:49 in the afternoon, so I'm not going to place any other trades. There you go. And price did come down right there. Okay. This told you that price was coming down before price even came down right here, guys. What this tool does, this tool is called ScalpMO. Okay. And it's available on the NinjaTrader ecosystem. It measures the rate change in price relative to its acceleration. Okay. So in other words, it's measuring the acceleration rate in price, okay, but with a very advanced formula that hasn't been used in algorithmic trading before. Okay, you can compare this to any of the outdated indicators that you have, and you'll notice a substantial difference. Okay, look at this right here. We got the first trade, the moment it crossed above 0, and the moment you hit the inflection point, you could have gotten in on this bar as well. Nice clean swing to the upside. So what does this tell you right here? This is telling you that it's time to stop. This is telling you that it's time to tune it down, look at your 1 minute or 2 minute or 30-second, whatever time frame you're trading on, and start looking for your entries, okay? That's what this is telling you. You want to take trades when price is about to take off. You don't want to take trades when price is in consolidation because price isn't going to move anywhere, okay? What this tool does right here, guys, it helps you understand where price is about to take off. Now, for our subscribers, here's a challenge I want you to replicate. Pull up the micro ES on a 15-minute time frame, set ScalpMO to 13, and replay today's session, September 22nd, from the open all the way through the close the way I did. And mark where ScalpMO shows acceleration on the 15-minute time frame exactly the way you see it right here. Note the trades you would have taken in that direction on your faster time frame. That's your 1 minute and 2 minute charts, okay? And ignore any counter trend setups as well. That's going to be important. And this is vitally important to you guys because this builds discipline. Only trading when structure and signal align, okay? And that's what you want to do to really help you fine tune your entries. Now, whether you choose a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, guys, it's almost the same concept. A lot of people prefer a 5-minute chart. I like 5-minute charts to do exactly what we're doing right here. And you can configure your 5-minute charts. There's a bunch of examples in the chart recap channel of our Discord of how to set up those charts using ScalpMO or PredictMO to help you guys, better improve your entries. All right. Now, for everybody else, if you're tired of bouncing between indicators, guessing entries, and getting chopped up for being on the wrong side, this is your moment right here, guys. Tools like ScalpMO, this tool right here, okay, give you structure and clarity. They let you see momentum like it's, from where it's likely coming from, okay, and where it's likely to fade as well. So all you need to do is hit the 7-day free trial with the link in my bio, load up ScalpMO on your 15-minute, and see how trading feels when you lead with structure and not reaction. You deserve trades that feel right, guys, not frustrating, all right? So if you have any questions on anything that I've talked about or shown you here on the chart, just drop them in the comment box. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you.